Hello, welcome back, everybody, to Disney Marvel's Podcast Live. It's Saturday night. We are live, coming straight to you. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. It's been crazy here in New Jersey. We had a beautiful morning, and then we got a lot of rain, and then it was beautiful, and then we got thunderstorms again. It's been crazy, and the humidity has been unbelievable. If you're not here in New Jersey, be happy. But I'm sure a number of other states nearby, we even have been having the same thing. The weather it's been insane. But from what I hear in Florida, it's hot and nice. From reports that I've been getting from the parks, and the reports have been good otherwise. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves if you're down in the parks. I'm jealous. I'll be there shortly. My countdown is on, and that's something we'll be talking about soon. But right now, let's see what else is going on in the parks. Well, Animal Kingdom had two new babies born. We had a baby gorilla, we had a baby hippo born. Food and wine started up this week. Delicious. I am looking forward to enjoying some food and wine. Then let's see. We also had announcements about Christmas stuff. We got some new. It's not Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It is yet again a different name. I'm trying to get the name up here. A lot of other happenings going on. It is, if someone has it, please just let me know. Got the candlelight procession and Disney Very Merriest After Hours. Disney Very, it's weird because it doesn't have the Delaware is just as gross as New Jersey. If any state has bipolar disorder, it's New Jersey. Yeah, Demon Shire, that is that might be factually correct. I believe that might be factually correct. Definitely with the Delaware being just as gross as New Jersey. Yeah, but marketing came up with Disney instead of Disney's. It's not plural. It's not possession. Just Disney Very Merry After Hours, which will end December 21st. Begin November 2nd, I believe. And then you're going to December 20th. Why would you end a holiday special before the holidays? I'm just saying. Pot of Joffrey is at 8 p.m. Rise boarding pass to acquire at 7 a.m. Bad combo. Yes, it is. Yes, you do not want to have a pot of Joffrey's coffee at 8 p.m. if you're expecting to get up. Really, if you're looking to get boarding pass, you don't want to be getting up at 7. You want to be on your phone and tapping away at 7. 7 a.m. is when it's available. So at 6:58, you want to be already logged on and hitting that refresh button every couple of seconds. Current state of affairs. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brooks. Thank you. So, yeah, that's been some of the stuff going on in the parks with everything else. The What If trailer. Well, we already had the What If trailer. We already had the Encanto trailer. We did not get the Spider-Man trailer. I'm very disappointed. We did not get our Spider-Man trailer yet. People have said there's one primed and ready. What it's ready for, I don't know, because Marvel's not even going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. So you're not talking about that. And by the time New York Comic-Con comes around, it's really going to be too late to be dropping a trailer. So there's got to be something in the next couple. Unless waiting for Free Guy, I don't think so. Who's seen the Free Guy trailer with Deadpool and Gorg? Anybody? It is hysterical. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I was intrigued by Free Guy to begin with, and the fact that Deadpool is now commentating on Free Guy is even more interesting. Yeah, you saw it, Brooks. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I liked it. I, for one, liked it. Speaking of liking, let's jump right into it. Today we're going to be talking our top 5 Loki moments. Top 5 moments from Loki. Backwards. Trailer will be better than the movie, unfortunately. There's a very good chance with that. Um, there's a very, this movie has been kind of hanging around, and it's there. We're going to release it. We don't know when they're going to release it, but they promise they're going to release it at some point. Why it's not just coming straight to Disney Plus, I don't know. I found that kind of strange. I didn't see what the MPPA rating on it is. Maybe it's beyond the PG-13 that they like to do on Disney Plus, but it is a very, yes, it was cute, the promos. Um, it should be enjoyable. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. I don't think it's going to be straight to Hulu. That's an idea. They have yet to do that. If you realize they haven't done a straight to Hulu movie release yet of any of their stuff. They don't fully own Hulu just yet. They're a majority holder, but they're not 100% owner. But yeah, I think yeah, I'm surprised. It's kind of the perfect movie. It takes place in the virtual world and this whole thing. So that should be either way. I think it's gonna be fun. Am I going to see it in the theaters? Probably not. Probably not. Like a live action Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, where they become self aware. Well, no, Ralph was already self aware. Ralph was already self aware, where Free Guy is not. Um, it's kind of, I guess, maybe Wreck-It Ralph meets Player One, Ready Player One, maybe somewhere along that, with a little bit of Tron thrown in. I mean, Tron's the old school one. Tron's the original one. Thank you. I like my mug too. It's closest superhero one I have to talk Loki. I don't have any Marvel mugs yet, and I have to correct that. I have a lot of Star Wars mugs, but I don't have any Marvel ones yet. So I figured go Incredibles. Close enough. Close enough. Jack and Loki sometimes do act a lot alike. Um, except Loki's not getting attacked by a raccoon, he's getting attacked by an alligator. You're talking his face, or he has a mug. There's some very interesting conversation going on now in my conversation chat. You need a gauntlet from the Avenger campus. Yes, I do need a gauntlet. I need the Iron Man cup holder, the Iron Man glove gauntlet with the Infinity Stones that holds my beverage, and I can drink from. Looks somewhat awkward, but somewhat really cool, and it's going a little too much on eBay at the moment. Almost cheaper probably to fly out there and buy one. The mug definitely. So let's jump right on into it. We are going to talk top 5 moments from Loki, because I don't want to talk top 5 Loki moments, because that's more than what we need, and we don't have that kind of time. Even this, I found it actually very difficult to come upon just 5 moments. I thought I would be able to come up with them pretty easily, but it took a lot of work and kind of back and forth on some of them. I put some stuff on, I took some stuff off, uh, and it just got really. I kind of had to just settle. All right, this is my list. I'm locking it in, and I could easily come up with 5 more uh, moments from the Loki show. Um, Not all just being from Loki himself. So let's start it off with my number 5. And please put in the comments what your number 5 is for your Loki moments, or it doesn't have to be in order. If you just want to list 5 of them from top to bottom, then you do it. You can only count 3. Well, that's all right. You can only count to 3, or you can only think of 3 moments. I'm not going to necessarily judge there, Demon Shire, which you're trying to say. I can only count to 3. Um, so 1, 2, and 3. I'll help you out there. 4 comes after 3, and then there's number 5. This is what I do for a living, education. Yep, New Jersey education. Hey, I'm part of that New Jersey education. We do what we can. we do what we can with what we're allowed to do. So number five moments. Singing for let's see here. I do want to quick shout out to friend of the show, Matthew Berry, for kicking off Loki, which part of this is because of him. If it wasn't for uh, Agent TMR coming in and taking the case forcefully out of Tony Stark's hand, and then the case getting opened up and Loki grabbing the Tesseract, we this show never would have happened. So again, thank you again, friend of the show, Matthew Berry. So number 5, signing for everything he has ever said. First episode, he goes up to the desk. There's that huge stack of papers. Please sign. This is everything you've ever said in your entire life. And he said, you got to be kidding me. And another sheet prints out on a dot matrix printer. He rips it off, puts it down, and every line he says gets printed out on another piece of paper. What's this for? I'm not sure what that question is. What's this for? So yeah, every moment that was, I think, really a good way to start setting off the pace. We had a little more of the action base at the beginning, wherever he gets arrested in the Mongolian desert, and some of the trials, and then you start getting more of the Loki comedy that Loki is known for, or the Loki bits are known for. And like I said, the one that starts, it was between that and going through the robot detector. And Tom Hiddleston's reaction to, not sure if he is human or robot. He wasn't quite confident enough that he is not a life model decoy, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, signing for everything that is he's ever said. That is my number 5 moment. So if anyone wants to put up, again, any of their favorite moments from the show, go ahead and put that in the comments. I will just move along then. My number 4 moment is Loki getting drunk on the train while Sylvie, or female Loki, is sleeping and singing to everyone on the train. Old Asgardian drinking songs. And of course, the infamous smashing of the mug, saying, "Yes, I want another." Mocking Thor, basically, at that point. A lot of Thor mocking going on in this show. For some reason, I don't know why Loki would be mocking Thor. But yeah, my number 4 moment from Loki was him getting drunk on the train and singing to everyone, and kind of trusting that everything is going to be all right. These people are happy, despite the fact that they're all about to possibly perish, or as we find out, they were guaranteed to be perish. That he kind of changed the mood, and until someone decided, no, I'm going to get the security guards anyway, and get these people kicked off the train. So yeah, the number 4, singing on the train. Number 3, my number 3 moment from Loki was all the Lokis fighting each other at the end of time. And this could be a couple different points. I'm talking about when they initial set of Lokis. So you have Loki, classic Loki, alligator or crocodile, alligator Loki, the younger kid Loki, and the Loki with Thor's hammer go into their little bowling alley base. I'm not sure. I thought it looked like a bowling alley. It's probably something else, but the little underground base there. And this other group of Lokis come in, and they all start fighting each other. Alligator Loki bites the one Loki's arm off, and mayhem pursues, and they're all battling each other. And you see Tom Hiddleston just kind of weaving his way through, almost very Star-Lord like. Anyone else think that? Think it was kind of like Star-Lord? Just he's weaving his way through, and no one seems to notice him just dancing about and getting out. And I just thought this was a brilliant brilliant moment that he chose not to fight. He knows there's something more going on. And again, Loki's choosing a little bit. You thought it was Star Lord, like yeah, so did I. Um, he's choosing the greater good instead of his own personal little battle. So or this just mayhem in choosing who's going to be the best one. So Frog Loki was cute, by the way. Frog Loki. Oh, you mean Throki? That was Frog Thor. Frog. I think that was yeah, Thorg. That was Thorg. It was Frog Thorg, wasn't that? Uh, yep. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Frog Thor. That was cool. It was a blink and you missed it moment, but yeah, having Frog Thor, which is the counterpart to Alligator Loki. Um, so that was cool. Like I said, a lot of great things just packed into these shows. And it's not just Loki. You had that in WandaVision, you had that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki, I think they just kind of really went to town with it though, because they could, because of the nature of the storytelling, that they were able to really just pack in a lot more Easter eggs and nods to other things, especially you're dealing with the multiverse here. This is really obviously, if you've seen all the episodes and you saw the last episode, we have now stepped into the official multiverse and chaos will pursue. Um, and we will see how this affects things. It will not be again affect Eternals. I don't believe it affects Shang-Chi at all. But I mean, we don't know about Shang-Chi. That's more of a recent recording. We presume it's going to take affect Spider-Man, but again, we're not 100% certain on that. And we know for certain Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, it's in the title. It is obviously going to have to deal with the multiverse. There will be mutants. Will there be? Will there be mutants? There's a possibility of mutants. Everyone is hoping for mutants. There's been no guarantee of mutants. There's been no mention of mutants. There's been hints at Fantastic Four. We now know, obviously, Kang the Conqueror is going to be the next big bad because we met his not King the Conqueror side. Black Widow introduced the first mutie. She did? When was this? I did see the movie. And King is revealed to Reed Richards. Well, we haven't met Reed Richards. We met the alternate Kang, and then we saw a statue of what we're going to presume is Kang at the end of Loki. Black Widow introduced the first mutie. Are you talking first mutant Black Widow? I'm trying to think who that could have been. Unless if you're talking, oh, I forgot the bad guy's name. Do that arm wrestled Red Guardian and got his wrist snapped. Is that who you're talking about? Could have been. Could have been. I think he just broke his wrist, and they're just kind of making it a little lighthearted. Okay, yeah. I don't know if he was a mutant. I think he was just guy got his wrist snapped, and your arm kind of looks like Jello if your bones snap in half. His character is supposed to be turns into a bear. Interesting. Well, they didn't have him turn into a bear. So I mean, it's possible. They made nods to possible mutant characters or characters that become mutants. But I mean, if you've listened to last week's episode, you kind of know my thoughts on Black Widow and what they did with that. Read the article later, you'll see. All right, I'll do that. I will definitely do that. I will look more into it. It wasn't mentioned anything in the official press releases, or any of the show notes that I got from Disney, but I could look into some of the other stuff that some people wrote post late, post haste, but sometimes they don't have all the right validity behind them or are completely accurate. Like my wife saying, people saying, "Oh yeah, Loki's been signed for season 3." They only not just officially announced season 2. Is there possibly a season 3? It would be great. I'm gonna have to wait a long time just for season 2 as it is. We're gonna have to at least wait a year, if not 2. Loki season 2 is nowhere on the radar of being worked on anytime soon, which is annoying because I would like it to start season 2 next week on Wednesday, preferably. So speaking of which, my number 2 moment, my number 2 moment for Loki is Morbius. Not just the all the Morbius parts are really enjoyable. I liked how he played off of Loki. Because if you want someone that just is going to be deadpanned, they couldn't have picked a better actor than Owen Wilson. Makes a really good race car. They should have made a race car joke. But yeah, having him when he shows up specifically though in the pizza truck, the pizza delivery vehicle, and starts rescuing everybody, helping out. That tied into whenever he is saying goodbye to Loki and Sylvie, and he hugs Loki. I'm gonna miss you. It's gonna be good. And then he gives Sylvie a hug and said, "You're my favorite. Don't tell him, but you're my favorite." Loud enough for the actual Tom Hiddleston Loki to hear. He was whispering it loud enough. Yes, Owen Wilson did kill it. He was again, more of the Marvel fantastic casting. And he did a wonderful job. I just loved the only downside, the biggest downside I had is I wanted to see this man on a jet ski. You played it out for 5 of the 6 episodes. Pardon me, 5 of the 6 episodes, and we did not get the jet ski. We got plenty of photoshopped jet ski pictures online. Apparently, there's even a Luca one with Loki and Sylvie on the jet ski as little kids with Owen Wilson. I haven't seen that one yet. Not everyone can get his jet ski. Yeah, well, we have season 2 that maybe this is going to show up. Obviously, the season 2 is not a last minute decision. This was something planned, and Feige's got a plan. Obviously, Feige's got a plan. It's Kevin Feige, and Feige we trust. He knows, he really hasn't steered us wrong. And I've said this even in my Black Widow review, that even Marvel's worst movie most studios would want, because it's probably better than a lot of the stuff that they're putting out there. It made $215 million on a weekend in a time when no movie in over a year and a half has actually put out or made 215 million in an opening weekend. Now we'll see. Now with Space Jam coming out, will Black Widow hold on? A lot of people could get Space Jam for free though, not have to pay the additional $30. So we shall see. We shall see where this goes. But yeah, so yeah, Morbius, fantastic. Owen Wilson, fantastic in showing up and just kind of just adding that right moment in amongst the chaos. And it's that split of, okay, everything that's happened now is kind of cultivating to this moment where the two of them have accepted their fate and realize what they have to do. Of course, the ends justifying the means, or the means justifying the ends. But they get there. They get there. Plans change. Not too many spoilers in this review for Loki, full review, which spoilers will be next Wednesday. So my number one Loki moment. Number one Loki moment. witnessing his life that would have been moving for. Let me try and figure this out because it gets a little timey wimey, wibbly wobbly, as the doctor would say. Witnessing his life moving forward before he came, after he became a variant, or before he became a variant. So, meaning the Loki from Avengers seeing what became of his life after the Avenger movie that we all saw in all the movies that played out. Because remember, the Loki that we have in Loki is from Avengers and everything afterwards. Uh, Thor 2, um, Thor 3, Avengers Endgame, or Avengers Infinity War. None of that happened. None of that happened for this Loki. So he never lost his mother. He never lost his father. He never, tried to kill Thanos. He never ended up uh, with the Watcher, not the Watcher. Who was the guy? Collector? No, it wasn't the Collector. It's the Collector's brother. Anyway, from Thor Ragnarok, he never, had to see Asgard destroyed. So yeah, he didn't get to experience that. He didn't live those out. But now he's seeing them portrayed on video, and you get that touching moment. Owen Wilson shows it to him, and then stuff happens, but he goes back to the room and watches it again, and you can see the transformation. You see him accepting that what his life would have been if the TVA hadn't pulled him out. And again, this is what I think makes Loki such a compelling character, is he's not fully evil, and there is a shimmer of humanity in him. There's a bit of humanity that is out there, and when he experiences things that are out of his control, that affects him, it's very emotional for him. It's something that he cannot control and he does not like. He doesn't get mad about it. He becomes very human about it. And the acting of Tom Hiddleston is you really seen at those moments of just how good of a job he does. Unless he's using his emotions to trick you. Well, there has been moments like that too, where he's done that to Thor a couple of times. In Thor Dark World, where he pretends to get killed and he's not. But there's those moments, but I'm talking about the loss of his mother. Even the loss of Odin, who he didn't really care for as much. But you'll cry a little later about it. Yeah. And then do it again. Possibly. But yeah, he got, I mean, imagine seeing the movie of the rest of your life and how the rest of your life will turn out. And then how do you comprehend that? How does someone take that in and assimilate that information that this is going to be the rest of your life? Here's the highlights. I mean, for Loki, I use the words highlights loosely. But it's again, that was just a very interesting, and again a very character building. And you really had to change this character a lot faster than what we had. Before we had several movies to be able to see his character arc play out, until the point that you see him willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good, attempting to try and stop Thanos, which he used to work for. Talk about killing your old boss. That's just um so we didn't have the several movies for that to play out. And this time we had to do it in a shorter period because these episodes were 43 minutes, 47 minutes long. So you had to do it quickly, and I think it plays out well. And again, credit to Marvel's writers, Tom Hiddleston's acting, and Owen Wilson in this case too. Just being able to piece that all together and have that play out was really, really well done, in my opinion. I mean, again, let me know some of your favorite moments from the show. Any of them, just shout them out, and I'll read them out here because I am, that's the point of the live shows. They're interactive. Let me know. Demon Shire. Yes, excellent. Number 5, Lady Loki reveal, let alone Reptile Loki shows the multiverse has infinite possibilities to cast and recast everything. Yes. Okay, having the Loki's not just a pasty white guy or British guy, but you having the female variation who was also British and the alligator version or the reptile version. I don't know if he was British. But yeah, having all those, it really expands out the possibilities of some people like pasty white. Yeah, well, excuse me. Um, yeah, the possibilities of the multiverse, and again, we saw this one variation of we assume is becoming King the Conqueror. Most of us, I think, know him from the comics being blue, if I am not mistaken, and this guy was not blue. So we will see. Just because you see him in one form doesn't mean it could be a different actor portraying the same character at another point. I would assume that they're going to pick a bigger name actor to portray the who would definitely become King the Conqueror. But we don't know that. I mean, they may stick with that same guy. And I would be fine with that because I thought just as um, the last remaining guy or whatever he called himself, I liked his portrayal. He was unhinged, in control until he wasn't, and just a little offsetting in just the way that he acted and said stuff. Number 4, the Wizard of Oz reveal, the fake Time Lords. Very classic storytelling moment, not just comedic, but turns the story on its heads. I'm trying to think which number 4, fake Time Lord. Are you talking about whenever they go into the room and discover the uh, that the guys that they thought running the whole thing were actually robots? That moment, or whenever you go into the castle at the end of time? Oh yeah, okay. So the robot parts. Okay, yeah, yeah. That was really cool. Wherever you had Loki, Sylvie, and everyone go into the room facing the judgment, and it turns out they were just puppets, robotic puppets. And it was kind of disturbing whenever the one's head got cut off and the other one started all going wacky. That was a little creepy. But that was a nice scene how that whole thing played out, and then you get the nice battle scene and people disappearing who you thought were be coming in, and then uh the reveal of what happens whenever people get as they called it, pruned. Not pruned like going in the swimming pool, but pruned from the timeline, I guess it was. Do you have a number 3? I'm assuming you have a number 3, probably typing it. Oh, here it is. Number 3. The Infinity Stone paperweights. Oh, that's brilliant. And I do have a meme. I think I posted that on the Facebook group. It gave a scope of how different of a reality of where they were and how it strips the lead to his bare bones to survey purely by wit alone. It's like those video game sequels where you start the game and you are stripped of all your prior powers and your goal is to get them back again. Yeah, I always thought that was funny in some of those games. Like, okay, you the first game you build up all your powers, and then the second game you're back to where you were at the beginning of the first game. What happened? Did you fall asleep and forgot everything? Um, have amnesia? In a couple games, actually, I think that was the case. But yeah, whenever he opens up the more or less office guy, the kind of like the intern. He was kind of like an intern guy. Goes, oh yeah, opens up the drawer. Are those infinity stones? Oh yeah, we find these things all over the place. The litter, they make great paperweights. They have actually absolutely no power. There's and I know I've said this around to some people. A meme of the Maw talking to Thanos and mentioning live. No one's had the gall nor the power to be able to wield one, but two infinity stones. And then you see that guy just standing there with the whole drawer of them. That was brilliant. And again, makes you just kind of wonder. It changes the balance of everything, of what is real. What means one thing in one world does not mean something in another. Number two, Jonathan Majors as Kang. I am just happy he has a job after Lovecraft Country. Yeah, again, like I said, I thought he did a great job. I hope they keep him around as King the Conqueror. We shall see as things plays out, because since we're dealing with the multiverse, just like Loki, you could have one actor playing that character and then another actor playing him further down the road, that they get someone maybe even of a bigger name. Not that I could think of anyone of a bigger name playing him, but you never know. You never know what casting will do. Whoever's casting will work on the next, pardon me, next movie or the next couple of movies. He was amazing in this role. They really gave him the opportunity to marinate that in the role. It was melodramatic but serious. It was zany but had weight. It was a great acting moment. Yet, like I said, I thought how he played that out was brilliant. That it kind of reminded me in some ways of Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream, of just how he was outwitting everybody. And then he goes further on to admit that his outwitting of people was the that he knew what was going to happen, and he mentally somehow had all that kind of controlled. But he was just, like I said, that kind of that crazy, but not crazy as insane, but crazy because he had the one that edge up on everybody. And even at the point wherever um, they crossed the threshold and he was no longer in control, but he kind of was. And watching the Loki and Sylvie kind of battle each other out was, if you watch his reactions, he was enjoying it. And he's supposed to be the least dangerous one. He was supposed to be the safer bet. The other ones are going to be worse, which makes you kind of wonder, what kind of guy is he to begin with? In that little bipolar like New Jersey. Yeah, another New Jersey. He's a real villain. Yeah, he will. I think he's going to play out great, because, like I said, if he was acting like that and he's the better version, how bad is the next guy? And then the next guy after that. How you go down the line. Which one are you going to get? Ooh, lovely. Just found out we're in a tornado warning. Woohoo. All right. Yeah, we're getting a lot of storms here. So if all of a sudden I blink out, it's not because of anything technical. It's just because the loss of power. Safe One is the real villain to be able to surpass all the more evil ones. True, true. Was he really the better one? And your number one moment, Loki making out with Loki. Yeah, I can't wait to bring this up. I'll talk about it a little bit now, but I'm going to save some of it for the review show. I can talk for a living, yes. Brought out the pure narcissism of the character, how one loves is himself, and ponders many questions about itself, love, or incest. Yes, paging Dr. Freud. Dr. Sigmund Freud, please report to the Loki casting room. Yeah, the narcissism part of that I thought was fantastic because they make a point to say how narcissistic Loki is, and then they play it out in the script in a very unconventional way of Loki literally falling in love with himself, who this was basically the female version of it. But yeah, if you want to get into like the psychological end of it, of Loki starting to enjoy spending time with himself, the duality nature of that statement in this, it plays out and becomes quite quite bizarre. It's quite a bizarre circumstance, but everyone accepts it because it just again it's done so well. The 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 weird relationship that those two had, and kind of that tension that kind of kept building, and you could see that sometimes seems to love and hate himself. Yeah. Um I mean, especially when you had all the other Loki show, but she was the only female Loki. The only female Loki. You know, how she really soften up that much to him? Well, she opened up a little bit to him, but he really softened up to her. And again, the Tom Hiddleston Loki's um, rough exterior persona easily whittled away to a softer core that is really inside, the semi frost giant Loki himself. Let's see. Personified in Selfie. Unless his softening up to her was also misdirect. I with how Loki reacted at the end, and whenever he gets sent back to the TVA and how he acts there, leads me to believe it wasn't misdirection. It was genuine. As much as they kept on saying he's the one that can't be trusted, is the one that can't be trusted. At what point during this show, besides really the first two episodes, were we not able to trust him? Episode 5, we could definitely trust Loki. Episode 6, I haven't found a reason why we shouldn't be able to trust Loki yet. Maybe that will come in season 2. Episode 4, again, where could we not trust Loki? And the same thing, even 3. So it's yeah, there was a lot of times that we have season 2 to worry about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's all going to play out. We have a lot that's going to happen between then. Um, you want to be empathetic, but he is inherently non-empathetic. He's still an anti. Yeah, he is very much the anti-hero, and they did pass that around, or a lot of people did pass that around within the first, before the first episode, or as the first episode was coming out, saying, advertising as Loki, everyone's favorite anti-hero. So yeah, those are great moments. Great moments. Like I said, there's so many that could be pulled out of this show. I enjoyed it, and yeah, stay tuned for more final rating, final review coming up on Wednesday. So, any other questions going on out there? It could be about Loki. It could be about the MCU, Disney parks, anything. Let me know now. And as we start to wrap things up, yeah, Loki was a lot of fun. Like I said, can't wait to get you my review show on this. So we're not having any questions. Then thank you everyone for joining in. And I enjoyed talking with everybody. I love hearing the lists and other people's information. Brooks, I hope the coffee doesn't keep you up too much and you're able to get those Rise of the Resistance passes in the morning. Let me know how that goes. And Demon Shard, thank you for all your comments. And everybody else out there, thank you for signing on today. Next week, we will be talking food and wine. I definitely want to talk some food and wine now that is in 90% swing. It's not in full swing yet because it's not going to be, not everything's open fully till October 1st. So maybe could be a topic that we get to revisit, and I will be revisiting it as I go around eating it. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit of food and wine, what we know about so far, because we have a menu, we have some information, we'll get some reviews out there, some merchandise. So it'll be a fun discussion, and it's always nice to talk about the parks. So until next Saturday, thank you for joining in, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.